The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial just started. Here's what you need to know. Johnny and Amber got married in 2015. In May 2016, Amber Heard entered a courthouse with an alleged bruise on her face. She claimed that Johnny Depp had been abusive towards her and filed for a restraining order and a divorce. She says that the bruise on her face was from Johnny Depp throwing a phone at her. However, a few days prior, the police had investigated a domestic violence call at Johnny Depp's home and found that there was no evidence of a crime. Eventually, Amber Heard rescinded her domestic violence restraining order, and Johnny gave Amber $7 million as part of their divorce settlement, and the divorce was finalized in 2017. Now here's why there's a new court case. In 2018, Amber Heard wrote an op-ed for the Washington Post, in which she spoke about the treatment of women in domestic abuse cases. She said that as a result of her speaking out against sexual violence, she lost a 2-year campaign with the global fashion brand, and it raised questions of whether she could keep her role in Aquaman and Justice League. And in 2019, Johnny Depp sued Amber Heard for $50 million for defamation in that Washington Post article, saying that the article damaged his reputation and career. And though she didn't name Johnny Depp as her alleged abuser, Depp's lawyers are arguing that it's fairly clear that it was meant to be about him. Disney dropped Johnny Depp from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise 4 days after the article was published. Johnny Depp is denying that he ever abused her, and that Heard is not a victim of domestic abuse, she's the perpetrator. Part 2 is already up to get a little more background on what's going on now. Here's what you need to know about the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial. In my first video, I gave a little background about the events leading up to this trial. So Johnny Depp filed a $50 million defamation lawsuit after Amber Heard published her Washington Post op-ed. And the trial began April 11th in Virginia. Depp's lawyers are claiming that Amber created an elaborate hoax to cripple Johnny's career. Now Amber is countersuing him for $100 million. The case is estimated to take around 6 weeks, and it is currently being live-streamed. And during those 6 weeks, we're expected to hear testimonies from notable figures such as Elon Musk, James Franco, and Paul Bettany, as well as from Johnny and Amber themselves. Elon Musk and James Franco are involved in this case because Depp has claimed that Amber had affairs with them while they were still married. And Paul Bettany, who is friends with Johnny Depp, will take his side. Obviously, this is going to be a long, highly publicized trial, and I'll do my best to keep you guys updated on everything that's going on. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial just started. Here's what's happened in the first week. In the opening statements, Depp's lawyers started. Depp's lawyers explained that Heard is a profoundly troubled person who manipulated the people around her like she manipulated Johnny Depp. And that this case is about how damaging words can be, especially given that Depp's career depends on his image. And that she created these lies for her own personal benefit, alleging that she made up elaborate stories and faked bruises. And told the jury that her testimony would have horrific details designed to shock the jury, but that it's a lie and she's giving the performance of her life. Heard's attorneys are arguing that she's protected under the free speech of the First Amendment, and that the article was not about Depp, and they allege that Depp was verbally, physically, and sexually violent towards her. The first person to testify was Johnny Depp's older sister, Christy Dombrowski. She testified that her and Johnny had a difficult childhood with an abusive mother, and Depp learned to hide from that abuse. His sister also worked as Depp's personal manager, and said that she would frequently book an extra hotel room if Heard started a fight. Heard's lawyers then questioned his sister about Depp's drug and alcohol usage. On the second day, we heard the testimony of Johnny Depp's longtime friend, Isaac Burrich, who explained that Heard had told him that Johnny threw a phone at her face and hit her, but upon seeing her the next day, said that he saw no evidence of abuse on Amber's face. At one point, he got emotional, saying that Depp's family was completely wrecked by all this stuff, and that it's not fair, it's not right what she did, it's insane. Amber's attorney questioned him, asking if he was able to identify if Amber was wearing any makeup, listing a bunch of makeup products, and he responded that he didn't know. And they also asked him to recall some graphic text sent from Johnny to him. Next video is already up detailing some of the other key witnesses from the first week. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial just started. Here's what's happened in the first week, part 2. In the first video, I gave a brief background on the opening statements and the first 2 witnesses. In the first week, we also heard the pre-recorded video testimony of Amber Heard's assistant, Kate James. She worked as Heard's assistant for 3 years between 2012 and 2015. James explained that she never saw Amber suffer physical abuse at the hands of Depp, but that Heard once spit in her face when she asked for a higher salary. She also said that Heard would get into screaming fits of blind rage, send incoherent text messages at 4 a.m., and that she was often drunk and high on illegal drugs. She also recalled an incident in which Heard screamed obscenities at her for placing magazines in the house rather than in the garage. A video deposition of Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's marriage counselor was also aired. She detailed what she described as mutual abuse between the two. She said that she believed that Amber often initiated physical fights with Depp, and that she escalated fights to physically stop him from leaving. She also included one incident where Heard herself admitted to stalking Depp. Another important moment in the case happened when Johnny Depp's friend Gina or Georgina went up to testify. She had just finished testifying how Heard had offered her MDMA when the judge asked her if she had seen any of the trial before taking the stand. She responded that yeah, she's seen clips online. And as a result, her testimony was stricken from the record and will not be taken into the jury's decision when they deliberate. Lastly, we also heard the testimony of Dr. David Kipper, who Depp hired in 2014 to help him with his addiction. He detailed Depp's struggles to proceed with a detox plan. Depp also texted this doctor about the alleged altercation that led to his finger being cut off, which Depp's lawyers argued in opening statements that happened as a result of Amber throwing a vodka bottle at him. And Heard's attorneys argued that Depp cut off his own finger. The text he sent to Kipper read, "Cut the top of my middle finger off. What should I do? Go to the hospital? I'm so embarrassed for jumping into anything with her." Several other texts with this doctor were brought up, including Depp calling her a malicious, evil, vindictive C-word, and that she's so desperate for success and fame that that's probably why I was acquired. This is just the beginning and the first week of a potentially 6-week-long trial, so I'll do my best to keep you guys updated. The Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial continues. Here's what happened on the 4th day of testimony. The second week of the trial started off with the continued video testimony of Dr. David Kipper, and he recounted how he cleaned Depp's wound after his finger was severed. The incident in question took place March 2015. Johnny Depp claims that his finger was severed after Amber threw a vodka bottle at him. The day of the incident, Kipper treated the wound and told others to look for the fingertip. He claims that it was found by the chef in the kitchen. Kipper testified that he didn't notice any injuries on Amber and that he saw broken glass around the kitchen, though he didn't see any blood on the glass. During that exchange, Heard claims that Depp threw her against a ping pong table and shoved her into a fridge. He also noted that Heard was upset but didn't seek any medical attention from him or the private nurse. The second testimony we heard of the day was from that private nurse, Debbie Lloyd. She was helping Johnny detox and was also present that day. She found the house in disarray and had trouble remembering some of the details. Lloyd also testified that she witnessed several incidences where Heard instigated a fight with Depp, and recalled one instance where Depp was going from room to room, trying to remove himself from an argument while Heard was following him. She also detailed how Johnny was struggling with detoxing from opioids, and that she never saw Depp abuse Heard, though she also didn't witness Amber abusing Depp. The last testimony of the day came from Sean Bett, Johnny Depp's bodyguard. He said that he's witnessed arguments between Johnny Depp and Amber. He recalled breaking up a fight between Johnny and Amber. He said that he stormed into the room after hearing her scream obscenities and helped grab Depp's belongings before escorting him away from the scene. 3 photos were also entered into evidence. These photos were taken by the security guard, showing Depp with a bruise under his eye, some scrapes on his face, and then this photo, some more scrapes and some more bruising. And the judge did end up correcting him multiple times for alleging that these marks came from Amber because he didn't witness it himself. And his testimony will continue tomorrow. Additionally, it is rumored that Johnny Depp himself will take the stand tomorrow. And of course, I'll keep you guys updated on what happens. Johnny Depp testified against Amber Heard today. Here's what you need to know. Today was the 5th day of testimony and the first time that Johnny Depp took to the stand himself to testify against Amber Heard in the $50 million defamation trial. He opened by stating that it was his responsibility to not only clear his own name, and that I wanted to clear my children of this horrid thing that they had read about their father. That was untrue. He explained that his goal is the truth. The truth is the only thing that I'm interested in. Lies will get you nowhere, but lies build upon lies. He then went on to describe his parents' tumultuous relationship and the verbal and physical abuse that him and his siblings experienced from his mother. He then went on to acknowledge that he and Amber had had fights in the past before, but stated, "Never did I reach the point of striking Miss Heard in any way, nor have I struck any woman in my life." He then spent a considerable amount of time detailing how he got into acting, from how he got started to when he started to realize that this was his career. He also spoke to how he built the character of Captain Jack Sparrow, explaining that he used to watch TV with his 3-year-old daughter and drew inspiration from characters like Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote, as well as his dedication to his acting career. In part 2, I'll explain some of the details he gave about his relationship with Amber, as well as how he was questioned about his drug usage. Johnny Depp testified against Amber Heard today. Here's what you need to know. In my first video, I gave a little background into what was said in his opening statements, as well as some other key talking points. Johnny testified to what the first year of dating Amber was like, and said, "From what I recall, what I remember, she was too good to be true. She was attentive, she was loving, she was smart, she was kind, she was funny, she was understanding. We had many things in common. Then things started to change. Or things started to reveal themselves, is a better way to put it." He said the first time that he noticed something off with Amber was when he broke from their routine. He said that every day he would come home and she would give him a glass of wine and take off his boots. One day, Amber was busy, so Johnny took off his boots himself. And he said that she became angry with him because taking off his boots was her job. He also described that she would react badly if he wanted to stay up and watch TV while she wanted to go to bed. Another big talking point today was his drug usage. He said that his addiction issues started at the age of 11, when he would bring his mother nerve pills and would take one himself. Though he did say it was never for the party effect, but rather as an attempt to numb the things that plague someone who has experienced trauma. He also explained that while filming Pirates of the Caribbean 4, he injured his back and as a result became addicted to opioids. He described his addiction as a monkey on your back, and that he was on pills for 4 or 5 years. He also apologized for some of the graphic texts that he sent friends, saying that it was his attempt at dark humor and trying to express the situation in his own vernacular. He said, "I'm embarrassed of some of the references made and embarrassed at the tone that in the heat of the moment, the heat of the pain I was feeling went to dark places. Sometimes pain has to be dealt with humor. And sometimes dark, very dark humor." Johnny will continue his testimony tomorrow, and he will also be cross-examined by Heard's lawyers. So make sure to follow because I'll keep you guys updated on everything that goes on throughout the course of the trial.